Star Wars geek girls. They're geek girls that like Star Wars. And sometimes cry.
Okay, so can you hear me? Yay. Can't hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. I don't want please, but okay.
So
Oh, I told my friend about our podcast, and she went on it, and now she listens to it.
awesome.
And now she's telling me, she's like, "Oh, I knew it was you because you're like same and so." I'm like, "Yeah, I need to stop that."
Alright, so we're gonna do the intro now so we don't take away any time with her. Because she might
Yeah.
only have like 30 minutes, so we don't want to take anything away. So, click. Hi, this is Zoe Hinton. I'm here with Lizzy Perales. And we're gonna be recording.
Hi.
And we're gonna do like an interview today, a one-on-one this time with Vanessa Marshall, who will be calling in shortly.
Yay.
I am very excited.
Same.
So, for those of you who don't know, for whatever reason, Vanessa Marshall is the voice of Harrison Dola on Star Wars Rebels. So,
And a bunch of others. Awesome stuff.
yeah, she. I can never remember like what other stuff she does. Like I just remember she's Hera. I can't remember anything else.
Yeah.
Let me look it up. Vanessa Marshall. I know it's like big stuff. I just can't remember it. She did a voice on the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
I feel like she did. Did she do Metal Gear? I feel like she. I don't remember.
I think she did. See, I have.
Yeah. It was like something Big Boss or something. My dad was telling me all about it.
It's not on here. She was in Garfield's Pet Force, Justice League, Spider-Man, Justice League, Grim and Evil, Bill and Mandy again, Supernova, Strange Frame, Golden Blaze, Wayside School. I loved that show. Who did she play?
Yeah, I found it. Vanessa Marshall as. I can't find it. Hold on. Found it. It's not here.
I need to find out who she played on. Yeah, she did Metal Gear Solid: Sons of Liberty.
I'm looking at pictures of her, and she has really short hair. Looks cool.
I can't believe that she was on. The. Wait, that was like. I love that show. Why did I not know this? Alright, it's almost time for her to. Alright, I'm excited. I can't find who she played. I'm disappointed. Oh well. So, I think. Awkward silence. So I guess we can call her now if. Let's see. It says she's
It's 3 o'clock.
It says she's away. so
Oh.
we'll try. Is it Vanessa? If I can actually spell. Marshall. Add. Picture. But it says she's online. Do.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi.
Hi.
we're doing this just with sound, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Okay.
Wow, look at those cool pictures. I love your Sabine. You look great.
Thank you.
So, are we all here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so start questioning. Lizzy, you want to go first?
Sure. Let's do the common one. How did you become a fan of Star Wars, Vanessa?
Well, when I was growing up, my aunt took me to see the movie, the first one, which today is episode 4. And from the minute the movie started, I was hooked, and that was that. How about you guys? At what point did you guys come into the saga?
I don't remember.
Aw.
My dad. Well, cause I met my dad when I was, cause he's my stepdad, so you know. But I met him around when I was like maybe 2. And so he started getting us into Star Wars, and he would always buy me the Galactic Heroes, and then they stopped making them, which was kind of bad. And just a bunch of Star Wars toys, and then he would watch the movies with me. And then when my little brother was born, right when my little brother opened his eyes, which was like very late at night, but my dad was there, and so he picked him up and he put on A New Hope.
Aw, so cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah. We still have all the Galactic Heroes.
Oh, that's cool.
They're not very good condition, but they're good. They're cool.
That's great. Yeah, well, I've enjoyed all the movies and of course the Clone Wars cartoon, and now it's really fun to watch Rebels. It's so strange because I get the scripts and I read them, but to see them, it's always way better than I could ever imagine. You know,
Yeah.
it's just so amazing what Lucasfilm does. It's just magical.
So have you ever had like a moment like recording a scene like behind the scenes? Ever like a favorite moment recording?
Well, it's interesting. My favorite moment was getting to punch Lando Calrissian. And the weird thing is at the time, he was not there because he was doing Dancing with the Stars. So he wasn't even in the room, but it maybe was for the best. I'm such a huge Lando fan that I don't know if I could have gotten through that. I mean, of course I would have because I'm a professional, but what was fun was freaking out about it. And of course, Freddie, who's also a huge Star Wars fan, the two of us were completely wigging out that Lando Calrissian was, in the same ship with us. Yeah. But that was an all-time favorite. And same episode when I use that tray and I bonk him on the head and I say, "Wow, that was a really useful tray." That was a magical moment that when I saw it animated made me laugh even harder. So, yeah.
All right. So, did you expect the show to get as much fans?
As it did? Yeah, as a Star Wars fan myself, I was thrilled with every script that I got, that it just felt like traditional Star Wars, and I hope that fans that, had a similar passion for it would feel the same way. I remember after my first recording session, I was like, I don't even know what just happened. I have no idea. So I was a little bit nervous at my first session, like, man, I really hope I did okay, And, but it ended up being completely fine. And like, once we saw some of the animated shorts, I then suddenly was like completely excited. So, yeah, I only had my own personal doubts, but luckily Lucasfilm is so good. They made everyone look great. So it was awesome. Yeah. Anyway.
What messages do you think Hera teaches to young girls?
What messages? Let's see. That's a really good question because there are so many. It's hard to kind of distill them. I think she teaches young girls to stand up for what's right, that it's important to speak your truth, that we don't have to sort of fit into our traditional models in terms of, girls like to primp and dance and do things in front of the mirror while boys are out fighting crime and solving mysteries. I think the cool thing about this portion of the Star Wars story is that everyone, regardless of whether they're male or female or any alien race, they're all united against darker forces in the universe. And I don't know what those would be translated into today, because obviously we don't have Jedi and Sith running around. But at the same time, I know bullying is an issue among kids. And I think Ashley's character, as well as Hera's character, really stand for courage, truth, humility, and doing the right thing. And I know that those characters inspire me to do that in my life. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like getting bullied at school for it.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, she's sort of like a Robin Hood character. That one line that she has where she says, if all you do is fight for your own life, your life is worth nothing at all. She really finds meaning by being of service to other people. And I think that's a really cool idea. Oftentimes, whenever I'm afraid, I'll say to myself, well, how can I help someone else? And then, it kind of takes the focus off of me and enables me to be loving and kind instead of fearful. And it seems like that's the way Hera is also organized. And it's a pretty healthy way to embrace life's challenges, I think, is to sort of look at them as opportunities and seeing how we can be of the most help to people everywhere. I think that makes life a lot easier to deal with. So.
All right. Do you relate to Hera in any way? I mean, a lot, but personally.
Yeah. Well, yes, I relate to her on a couple of levels. I've said in interviews that my dad is a pilot and he does aerobatics and all these sort of daredevil maneuvers up in the air. And he has an open cockpit biplane, kind of like what Snoopy flies. And, the goggle and the helmet, he doesn't have big ears like Snoopy, but it's pretty scary to be out there with just the wind whipping across the wings and burning your eyes, and even with the goggles on, it's a pretty intense experience. But I've experienced weightlessness and the thrill of flight with my dad, so I kind of have a sense of what her level of concentration has to be up in the air, and I really appreciate her skills because I don't know if I could ever fly a plane myself. I do have a keen understanding of what's involved. I also have said that I trained in martial arts and I box, and I think that that's given me a better understanding of her self-defense skills. And, I know that I'm an only child, and I never had brothers and sisters, so I kind of have always felt like everyone is in my family, and that's kind of why I like Star Wars so much, is that I feel like my family is massive all over the planet. But I think I care about people as much as Hera does, and I truly. I was the kid in the neighborhood who always brought cookies to the new family and welcomed them, and sort of had the idea that I really hoped we could all get along. Now, sometimes that's not possible because people, disagree. But I think Hera will always stand on the side of good versus evil, and I think I do too. So.
Okay, so this is a longer question, but in the last episode, Sabine says, well, it's a good thing you trust me, while last season, in the episode Out of Darkness, Sabine is upset with Hera not trusting her. In your opinion, what do you think has contributed the most to the development of Hera and Sabine's relationship?
Well, I think that particular episode that you're referencing is where Sabine confronted her feelings about that. And I think Hera addressed them at the end of that episode, saying, I trust you with my life every day. I think since that episode, there have been a number of incidents where they've had plenty of opportunity to test that, and they've come out on top. And I definitely know that line was absolutely referencing that episode and sort of marking how far they've come. In terms of a particular incident, I would say that the episode itself that you mentioned really had the deepest impact. That, as well as the overall impact of each thing that they've survived since then together. So, and they've been through a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know that line echoed back to the first season for me as well. Yeah. Anything else?
Your thoughts on Hera's promotion?
Thoughts on Hera's promotion?
Yeah.
I don't really have any. Yeah. Are you? I'm not sure what you mean. Are you talking about toys or?
No, like in the episode, how she became leader.
Oh, I thought you meant promotion for Hera in terms of like as an action figure. Sorry. Yeah, thoughts on the promotion. That was a really, really cool thing. And I loved seeing it animated because the look on her face and the salute that she gave was really sweet. I thought it was a real victory for her. That was very cool. Yeah.
So, how do you feel about the introduction of the B-Wing into Rebels?
Wow, I feel really good about it. I love Return of the Jedi.
It's funny.
Huh? What'd you say? What's funny? Sorry? I didn't hear what you said. Uh-oh. Did I lose you?
She just froze up.
Oh, no.
Lizzy.
Uh-oh.
Can you
Hello,
hear
hello?
me?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you are. Sorry, I didn't hear what you said. Something's funny?
Oh, Kanan's funny. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, no, Kanan was hilarious in that episode. Yeah. But the fact that Quarry mentions the Shanty Pole project and that's sort of where the ships that we later come to see in Return of the Jedi, that's sort of where they stem from, is pretty exciting for me as a Star Wars fan. But it's also an incredibly cool plane. I love the gyroscopic cockpit that stays upright no matter whichever angle they happen to be flying. And I think it definitely takes a pilot with a lot of confidence to pop in there, given how strange it looks compared to, say, the A-Wing or the other planes. or ships. But I think it's really cool, and I love that we got to see where those ships come from, and I'm glad that I got to be a part of it.
Hold on, sorry. Besides Hera, who is your favorite character?
Sabine, definitely Sabine.
Yes.
Sabine, I love her. She's my absolute favorite. First of all, of course, she's Mandalorian, so that makes her just the coolest ever. Absolutely. Plus, she's an artist, and when I've traveled, and particularly I went to London, and what I love about that city is that when people get dressed, it's almost as if they've had a meeting that no one spoke of and said, who's going to meet the fashion challenge today? I find that people in London, when they get dressed, it's like exactly how Sabine blows things up in space. She doesn't blow them up. People there don't just get dressed. They wear an artistic expression of who they are. And it's the most beautiful thing to see. I think in America, I don't know, we just sort of get out the door. I don't know, maybe in New York you see that more, San Francisco, something like that. In Los Angeles, yes, but there's a lot of yoga here, so people kind of walk around in sweats. But, I have a lot of respect for London fashion as an art form. And when I look at Sabine with her cool colored hair and her ability to make even like the simplest things so special and tag things sort of like with graffiti, I like her rebel spirit. Everything about her is just completely cool to me. I think she's awesome. If I could be anyone, I would be Sabine. She's great.
So,
yeah.
like, how do you feel about Hera's past?
How do I feel about Hera's past? Well, I think it's hard to answer that question because we'll have to see. You'll learn more by the end of season 2 about her past. So I'm curious about her past too, to be able to better answer that question. I know I've read the words aloud that were on the page, but like I've said, seeing things animated is so different from what it's like when I've read it that I don't even feel able to answer that question properly having seen it, you know. And also spoiler alert, I'm not going to sort of tell you where things are headed, or about her backstory. But hold on. Sorry, my home phone's ringing. Don't know what that is. Anyway, yeah, I think I have a reverence for her past because it's what made her brave enough to go out and risk her life. And so I imagine that it's quite intense, whatever that reason is. So I look forward to seeing that animated.
Who is your favorite droid?
My favorite droid? Oh, gosh. Well, it's a toss between Chopper and R2. R2 has my heart, but Chopper makes me laugh. I just think Chopper's hilarious. He really is funny. But in a pinch, I'd probably choose R2. Yeah. I think Hera would choose Chopper by far. But you asked me. Anyway.
So what is your favorite Star Wars movie?
At the moment, Empire. Empire Strikes Back. It's funny because the more things that I read and watch, the more it informs my understanding of Darth Vader and his backstory. And, for a long time, it was Return of the Jedi, only because I was so grateful to see the completion of the story arc for Anakin. Darth Vader sort of coming together with his son, that to me, that moment was so rewarding that it made that film my favorite. But recently rewatching Empire, it is such a great movie from beginning to end. Everything about it is just awesome. I love seeing Han and Leia bicker like that on Hoth. And yeah, it's just full of the stakes are really high, and it's full of that good Star Wars humor. So, and it's a cliffhanger movie, you know. We don't know what's going to happen to Han, and there's just it. I think it triggers so many emotions. So.
So about Empire, so this season is supposedly like Empire, and I couldn't help but someone pointed out to me in Siege of Lothal. There's one shot where Hera and Kanan are arguing that almost replicates a shot in the beginning of Empire when Leia and Han are bickering.
Absolutely, I call that their Hoth moment. Yep. Absolutely. That's why I like that episode. I thought it was hilarious. Yeah.
So are you excited for Force Awakens?
Are you kidding? Of course. Absolutely. Honestly, I think wow. I think it's going to be the coolest day ever. And I think the energy around the planet is going to be vibrating at such a high, loving, fun level that I think our planet may even be healed by it. You know, so many people coming together at the same time on the same day to celebrate what they love, regardless of any denomination of anything. You know, I think that's magical. I can't wait. I've already got tickets to 2 showings, and I'm sure there are going to be like 9 more. Yeah. How about you guys? Do you have tickets yet?
Yeah.
I don't know if we have tickets, but we are trooping a premiere that lets us see it a day early. So.
What are you trooping as Sabine or Jawa or?
I'm going to Sabine.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that was one of the coolest moments at San Diego Comic-Con when the Mandalorian Mercs inducted me and Tia. Man, I'll never forget that. That was like Miss America. You should see me crying. They gave us Sabine helmets and the paint, her little paint gun, and it was a total surprise, and we were sobbing. It was amazing. Yeah.
I saw that picture. It was so awesome.
Oh man, we really did not expect that at all. So cool. Yeah.
So
I love Mandalorians. They're awesome.
So speaking of Force Awakens, what do you think about Rey and Phasma, our 2 new female characters?
What do I think about them? I can't wait to learn more about them. I don't really have any thoughts yet. I haven't gotten into the whole fan speculation, conspiracy theories, and all that jazz. I've only seen images, and I like what I see, and I can't wait to learn more. I'm really excited to learn more. Yeah, and I'm glad that Princess Leia is back, although I guess she doesn't want to be called a princess anymore or something.
General, whatever she's using, Organa Leia Skywalker, Solo, whatever.
Right on. Live the dream, as she should. Very good. Yeah. I mean, as always, it's great to see more strong female characters in any movie. So I'm excited.
So, what did you think about A New Dawn, the book about Hera and Kanan?
Oh, I loved it. I thought it really gave us a better sense of the mass murders that they've witnessed previous to what we see in Rebels. Like some of the innocent lives that are lost in that story and her helplessness and powerlessness to save them. It really lays a very deep foundation for me as an actress to sort of draw from and stand on when I'm doing Rebels. I now know what they've been through together. And rather than it being sort of conjecture and my imagination, it was really helpful to actually read concrete storylines about that. I also loved getting to understand her strategy in terms of how she formed the little rebel group that she currently has. The way she sort of vets people and isn't so sure she even wants to have anything to do with Kanan. I think she's very particular about the rebel cause and exactly what will be helpful, and she's not really looking to make friends. And I thought it was interesting to see how she sort of tested him to see what he was made of. That was helpful as well. So, yeah, I really loved reading the book. I think I read it in one night. It was so cool. Yeah, John Jackson Miller is a genius. Great guy.
So, is there anything this season ahead we can expect?
Well, you definitely will learn more about Hera and her father, Chom. You'll sort of come to understand where she came from and why, and what's going on with Ryloth. So that's exciting. I can't wait to see that. That episode happens in February. I think you will
cool.
see. Yeah, I think you'll continue to see our rebel forces gain strength, and unfortunately, simultaneously, the Empire gets even stronger as well, as they send us more and more evil foes. So it just, as we get stronger, so do they.
To defeat.
But that means more battle scenes and more drama, and it's very fun to watch. So I hope you guys enjoy it.
I'm sure we will.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Well, you guys,
so
thank you so
long.
much. I really appreciate you guys being interested, and I'm glad that we could at least take some time to talk a little bit more, just us. Yeah. Anything for fangirls, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Keep the faith. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yay! Go you.
Thank you.
All right.
You too.
All right, goodbye.
All right, I'm going to go to recording.
All right.
All right, lots of love. May the force be with you.
The force be with you.
Okay, bye.
Break a leg.
Bye.
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 That was amazing.
I'm just gonna. Oh my god.
There's some parts that I'm like trying to not cry. Like, oh my gosh, I'm interviewing Vanessa Marshall.
Oh. I was just, my reaction to her phone ringing was like,
I was like,
what?
I was
I
like,
thought it was mine, and I was like, wait. I looked, and there was nothing. I was like, not me.
I tried to stay calm and collected, but on the inside, I'm like, this is Vanessa Marshall.
So are we gonna do the conclusion stuff?
Yeah. So thank you for listening to this very awesome episode. I'm Zoe Hinton. This is Lizzy Perales. And thank you for listening. This is Star Wars Geek Girl. And thank you for listening again. That was amazing. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Star Wars geek girls. They're geek girls that like Star Wars. And sometimes cry.